I've had a microphone all week so far singing, and I get to talk now. I'm very excited about that. Is anybody here believe the crypto markets are manipulated? Raise your hand.
Yes.
Does anybody believe they are not manipulated? Raise your hand if you think they're not manipulated. Is a free market manipulated or not manipulated? It probably is manipulated. All markets probably should be manipulated. What do? You find out a market is manipulated. What should you do? You should get out of that market, right? Get the hell out, or get your coins cheap and get the hell out. That's what we talk about. I don't know where to press. Where do I point this? It's on. We can do it manually, that's fine.
Yeah, just point at us. We'll change it for you.
Okay, I'll just write that and confer a change. Alright, my name is Bix Weir. I run a YouTube channel and a website, roadtoruta.com. The way I got that name is from the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston put out a comic book in 2007 about how they're going to implode the system and crash all the banks. Yes, it was the Federal Reserve that did it. My friend Gus gave away tequila when he was talking. I'm going to be giving away silver coins. If you get the answers correct, raise your hand. My wife Amy over there is going to run around and give you a silver Road to Ruta coin. If you like cryptos, you're going to love silver, so I thought I'd give away some of that. Hey, it works. Is there crypto price manipulation? Absolutely. How much crypto trading is rigged? First question. Answer up there. We got 80 to 90%. Any other guesses? 100%, 600%. Like that one. Amy's going to start giving away coins when someone gets it right. Over 99% of all trades on cryptocurrencies are fake, are not real. The coins are not trading in. Oh, I can do that short. Now it's broken. Over 99% of the trades are fake. Can you believe that? How do we know that? Because all the exchanges tell us. Since the early 1970s, it's not just crypto. All markets have been rigged by computers and derivatives. I spent 20 years working on this, digging with my friends in Ghana, the Gold Antitrust Action Committee, to find out who's rigging these markets. It's our government, it's the Fed, it's all done with computers and derivatives. I'm going to run through a real fast introduction to computer market manipulation. Jeff Berwick asked me to come here to talk to crypto people about what I had discovered on the stock market, the bond market, the commodity markets. That guy, Alan Greenspan. Raise your hand if you knew, not if I told you, but if you knew that Alan Greenspan was the world's best computer programmer since the 1960s. Unbelievable, right? He blames himself for Y2K because he didn't put those 4 digits and he just put 2. He has been rigging the markets since the 1960s with the help of the Fed and the government. He was the spokesman for Apple Computer in the 1980s. There's a great commercial that he says, hey, get yourself a computer and you can beat your government. And then they put this guy as the head of the Federal Reserve. Strange, huh? It's not strange when you know that he implemented his market rigging programs with the Fed in the 60s and 70s through his mentor guy named Arthur Burns, who was the head of the Federal Reserve System. So then you gotta ask yourself, is liquidity good? You hear crypto people saying all the time, we need more liquidity in the market. I think, yeah, liquidity in an exchange is good, but is it real liquidity or is it just fake trades going on? Liquidity sucks if it's not cryptocurrencies that are being traded. You have $1,000, you want to buy $1,000 with a Litecoin, you go into an exchange, you put your money in and they credit your account, $1,000 with a Litecoin. Did they do anything else? Like go out on the market and get your Litecoin and put it in your account? No, they did not. Same thing happens on the stock market, the bond market, the commodity market, every market out there. My favorite is silver. I spent years studying silver. Silver is a precious commodity. It's in all your cell phones, your flat screen TVs. Every year they mine about 850 million ounces out of the ground. They have to dig it out of the ground to get it. But every year on the COMEX, LBMA, and all the other exchanges, 340 billion ounces are traded. How can that be? In the history of the world, there's only been 60 billion ounces ever mined, and yet 340 billion ounces are traded. 400x rehypothecation, fake assets, fractional reserve assets.
Next.
It's not just, like I said, it's not just silver. It's all markets since the introduction of computers and derivatives. A derivative is anything that is based on a real asset. A side bet. I like to call them side bets. Bonds, ETFs, stocks. Anything related to a real asset but aren't real assets, that's what's trading. And you don't believe me? Figure out this story. Dole Foods. Anybody had Dole pineapple? That was actually the change to the screen. Dole Foods, amazing story. The largest shareholder decided I'm taking my Dole Foods public or private. And he was the CEO, so he said, okay, I'm buying Dole Foods, all the shares, and I'm buying it at $13.50 a share. All the shareholders said, bullshit. It's worth a lot more. They took it to court. Judge said, I agree. You undervalued it when you sold it. I'm getting $2.74 extra per share to every shareholder. There were 37 million Dole shares out there in the system. 49 million legitimate claims of Dole shares were submitted by the DTCC. They're supposed to keep track of it all. Judge said, what the hell's going on? There's more legitimate shares than have ever been created by the company, and yet nobody knows who to pay what. The judge threw it out. He said, I can't do anything here. You guys figure it out. Go to your brokerage house and say, you're a fraud. You're lying. You never put those shares in my account. That's what they did. All the brokerage houses settled. They didn't want the word to get out. Over 200 million shares are not settled every single day on the stock market. So, what about crypto markets? It's even crazier. Next slide. Cryptos have the highest derivative leverage per underlying asset in the world. All the other, even the silver market at 400x. Nothing compared to cryptos. You all know what that is, right? Coin market cap? Have you ever looked at the market cap, total market cap of every coin mined versus the volume every 24 hours? Next slide. Look at those numbers. Every 4 days, every Bitcoin that's ever been mined trades hands. Did you sell your Bitcoin in the last 24 hours? Nor did I, but somebody did. Wait, go back to the last slide. Ethereum. 0.88% of all Ethereum ever been mined trades every 24 hours. My favorite, Litecoin. Litecoin, look at the market cap. 5.1 billion. Look at the volume. 6.5 billion in 24 hours. I added a little one there. That's 1.3 of all Litecoin ever mined trades in 24 hours. I added a little 3x. You know why? There was an article that came out about a month ago that said 40 million of the, 64 million? 40 million have not left the wallet in the last 2 years. Who is trading what? Are there any Litecoins available for trading? How did they rig the prices? On the exchanges. They don't trade the real stuff. And then we get to EOS. Actually, I was going to do it's actually the one below it, which is more important. Tether. Right there, Tether. Has anybody Anybody bought Tether?
No.
One or two? Did you get Tether? It was on an exchange. Look at the volumes. Tether. There's 4.6 total Tether out there, supposedly backed by $1, which is ridiculous. Look at the volume. 63 billion. And you're like, what the hell? If I could make Tether out of thin air, I'd go in and buy all the Bitcoin and just walk away. And then take it off the exchange, put it on a private wallet, and I'm gone. That's scary. All these exchanges are doing the exact same thing. It's estimated about the smaller exchanges, they hold about 10% of the coins that their customers hold. The larger, like Kraken, Coinbase, about 80%. None of them hold all the coins. Next slide. And this is what's coming. Bitcoin futures. It hasn't even developed yet, and it's coming. This is how they rig the other markets, and it's coming to cryptos. Next slide. Who's all happy about this? JP Morgan. It's the only good thing they've ever said about Bitcoin, right? Jamie Dimon's all happy that the Bitcoin futures are coming. Back is coming in to cryptos, and we're all going to be safe because all the institutional investors will be able to get as much Bitcoin as they want. It's a con. Back is a futures derivative con. Run by the same people who own the New York Stock Exchange, the CME, the COMEX, a company called ICE, Intercontinental Exchange. Next slide. Will the regulators come and save us?
Yeah.
Next slide. You know what that is? That's the head of the CFTC, a guy named Chris Giancarlo. Chris Giancarlo, he was the head of the CFTC in 2017. Who was here at Anarcapulco at 2017 when everybody was going crazy? Greatest conference ever because Bitcoin was running up to 20,000. A month ago, he was the head of the CFTC. A month ago, he was giving a talk and he said, yeah, we had to pop the Bitcoin bubble. We, as in, and he said it, the administration, Donald Trump, the head of the CFTC, the head of the SEC, the head of the Fed, all got together in December and said, we have to pop the Bitcoin bubble. Admitted by the regulators. Why? His answer was because it would just keep going up. What do undervalued assets do? They keep going up. Is that a free market? No. How do they do it? Next slide. One, they introduced all these future contracts and derivatives, but number two, they went to the Mt. Gox trustee and said, hey, we need to take a hell of a lot of Bitcoin and dump it on the market at the exact time when we can drive this price down from 20,000 down to, they got it down to about 6,000 in a matter of months. That's pure, unadulterated market manipulation. Next slide. How much time do I have? 5 minutes. Perfect. So I'm here today to say for 20 years I've been fighting this in every other market. Every market I've been fighting this fight. And it came to cryptos and I saw cryptos and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Immutable blockchains where these liars, cheaters, and stealers can't do anything. It's going to be on the blockchain. It's going to be a true free market where you got money, you can go buy a crypto, you're going to get it, and we can have true asset price discovery. Boom, blown out of the water almost instantly. So I've been screaming and yelling. That's what I've done. And it took 20 years in silver, but they're this close to busting JP Morgan for silver manipulation. They already busted 6 of the traders on RICO charges for silver manipulation. I don't want crypto people to wait 20 years to see this criminal enterprise end. So there's more things that crypto people can do. Most important, remove your coins from the exchanges. Your exchange doesn't have it. They don't have your coins. They don't trade with you. They steal your money. They lie, cheat, and steal. They take gigantic commissions. And sometimes they just take your cryptos a little bit so you don't even know what's going on. And when things get hot, you're ready to sell or buy, what do? Oh, we're down from maintenance. Why does it take 4 days to get cryptos off of Coinbase? Because they don't have them. They gotta go get them somewhere. It's ridiculous. So get your cryptos off. Trace and error, unbelievable, right? Unbelievable concept to pull your. If you can't tell me your private key, somebody else owns your crypto. Probably Chris J. Carl, the CFTC guy. Go back one. That is awesome. That's what we couldn't do in silver. We couldn't create our own exchanges. I love computer guys. I'm not a computer guy, but I love them because they said we don't have to go through their system, just like they did with the money. We can create our own decentralized exchanges that trade on the blockchain, which would be awesome. And those are coming, and they're coming fast, and I love that. And then finally, other blockchain solutions, there's a lot we can do to change how they rig prices. Veritasium was the best solution I saw for a long time. Peer-to-peer capital exchange. Reggie Middleton was working with the Jamaican Stock Exchange. They were ready to go. And what happened? SEC comes in and shuts them down. It was the worst thing you've ever seen. Worse than those guys crashing the market in 2017. Completely illegal. Completely fraudulent. Completely immoral what they did to Reggie and Veritasium. But what's going to happen? I don't know. They froze his tokens. 98 million Veritasium tokens are frozen right now. I think at some point they know they have a problem. They're going to have to introduce something like Veritasium. They might even have Veritasium, 98% of them, and implement into our current stock market, bond market, commodity markets. If you're a follower of Cliff High, that's exactly what happens in this data. He's been saying for years. So, Veritasium is a good coin. I'm not here to promote any coins. I didn't even give away any silver coins, did we? All right, if you guys want a silver road to Ruta coin, Amy's going to figure out who gets them. I only got 10, so she's like, no, I'm not. Anyway,
Start throwing them.
If you want to know more about Road to Ruta, I have a YouTube channel. I talk about this stuff all the time. I got a website, I got a Patreon, and you guys have fun out there. Come see me if you want a coin.